Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat. Up first, let's get you all the developments that have taken place in the Delhi MCD Assembly, in the MCD House. And last night there were chaotic scenes as there were clashes between BJP and AAP councillors. The Assembly actually resumed this morning for a few minutes and then it was called off again. It was adjourned for an hour. So let's just take you through what has taken place in the Delhi MCD House. Now, there were chaotic scenes witnessed yesterday late in the evening during the election for the 6 members of the Standing Committee, which is the most powerful body in the Unified Municipal Corporation of Delhi. Yesterday in the day, you had the election for the Delhi Mayor finally taking place, and it was won by AAP's candidate Shelly Oberoi. But then you had the elections for this for the standing councillors, standing members of this council, of the powerful body, the Standing Committee. And it's then that once again you saw chaotic scenes taking place. There were clashes, there was water bottles being thrown, there was water being thrown, and the mayor, Shelly Oberoi, even claims that she was attacked by the BJP councillors. Visuals from the spot showed councillors screaming and pushing and they sprinkling water even. As we said, the Delhi mayor said that she was attacked by BJP councillors while conducting the election. The BJP claimed that they were only trying to discuss the matter with the mayor, and you can see those visuals from yesterday, which Arvind Kejriwal had also said was shocking. And so once again, and the councillors actually spent the night in the MCD house all of last night because this drama carried on till midnight, and they spent the night. This morning the assembly resumed for a few minutes, finally being adjourned once again. Let's just listen in to what the BJP and AAP had to say.
अगर कोई पार्षद वोट डालते समय अपनी जेब में मोबाइल ले गया तो क्या आप उसका वोट इनवैलिड कर देंगे? ये तो किसी कानून में नहीं लिखा। किस डीएमसी एक्ट के अंदर लिखा है मुझे दिखा दीजिए। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखा है तो ये दिखा दीजिए। ये तो एक बेवजह की बात है। जो पूरा का पूरा एमसीडी का चुनाव हुआ उसके अंदर तो इलेक्शन कमीशन की गाइडलाइन थी कि अगर कोई आदमी चाहे तो अपने साथ वो मोबाइल जो है पोलिंग बूथ तक ले जा सकते हैं। फिर क्या इनको समस्या है? ये सिर्फ जो है ये बहानेबाजी है, सिर्फ जो है इस पूरे के पूरे चुनाव की प्रक्रिया को रोकने की एक साजिश है और कुछ नहीं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट हम लोग गए तो ये बात साबित की कोर्ट ने कि जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी कह रही थी, पहले दिन से कह रही थी, वो झूठ था, बेईमानी थी, इलीगल और अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बात ये कर रहे थे और कोर्ट से इनको फटकार इसलिए पड़ी। जाए वहां पे फिर फटकार खा के।
मैं एक बात ये पूछता हूँ संजय सिंह जी से, सौरभ जी से, आपके माध्यम से, ये जो 1-1 घंटे का एडजमेंट कर रहे हैं, इससे क्या प्राप्त होने वाला है उन्हें? मैं जनता को भी बताना चाहता हूं आपके माध्यम से, इससे क्या प्राप्त होने वाला है? आप दोबारा करा लो ना चुनाव, क्या दिक्कत है? उसमें फर्क क्या पड़ने वाला? आपके जो पार्षद हैं जिन्होंने आपको वोट देना है वो आपको ही देंगे भाई, हमारे वाले हमें देंगे। सीधा निष्पक्ष चुनाव करा लो ना। ये जो चुनाव अवैध घोषित कर दिया, अवैध है ही, उसको इंटैक्ट क्यों रखना चाह रहे हो आप? तो संजय सिंह जी या बाकी नेता कुछ भी कहते रहे, करते रहे, इनके कहने से झूठ सच नहीं साबित हो सकता।
Well, Tanushi joins us for more on this story. And Tanushi, shameful, chaotic scenes seen yesterday in the MCD house, and this morning again it resumed. Take us through the developments.
Absolutely, Gargi. Yesterday, all night, it was a midnight high decibel drama which went on between the Aam Aadmi Party councillors and the BJP councillors. Now, what's the latest update is that the House has been adjourned for the 12th time after the mayor has been elected. Mayor Aam Aadmi Party's candidate Shelly Oberoi has now taken the chair of the mayor, and the proceedings started for the standing committee voting process, but the House got adjourned after there was another ruckus. Now, the mayor has clarified that the entire ruckus which happened yesterday was for the usage of phone. The BJP councillors were saying that the Aam Aadmi Party councillors are using their mobile phones during the voting process, which is not allowed. But now the mayor has clarified that it is this is not any kind of breaking of the rule. The usage of phone is very much allowed. Just that the councillors have to keep their phone on silent. They can keep their mobile phones with them, but they have to keep it on silent during the voting process. And that is what the entire bone of contention was. So now the mayor, Shelly Oberoi, has clarified it. But even after that, there were ruckus by the BJP members who are saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to, do the voting process of the standing committee, which is one of the most important wings of the MCD, in an undemocratic way. Now, Shelly Oberoi has also just a short while back clarified, Gargi, that all those who, all those who broke and damaged the property inside the house, they will be identified through the CCTV footage, and those people will be, there will be some kind of strict action taken against those councillors who threw bottles inside the house and who damaged the property of the Civic Centre in the national capital. So that has been the update till now. Let's see when the House begins, then when the proceedings again resumes, and if at all the standing committee election is being able to take place today or not. Back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Tanushri, for joining us with those details. Now to talk more about all these developments. So there you can see those chaotic scenes that took place yesterday, and as Tanushri was telling us, this morning as well, the assembly reconvened, and then it was adjourned after just a few minutes. Well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party and Dr. Vijay Jolly of the BJP. Vijay Jolly, first to you. What would you say about these kind of scenes that we're seeing, this kind of chaos? It's very shameful to see this, and it does seem that, the BJP is shocked at losing control of the MCD and is just not allowing it to function, not allowing these elections to take place. It took the Supreme Court's intervention for the mayor to be elected, and now for the standing committee members, again you have this chaos taking place.
You see, my first comment is, in any civic body, in-house, any state legislature as well as in the central parliament, the onus of running and managing the smooth conduct of the proceedings lies upon the sole responsibility of the party which obtains majority in all these three nikayas. Obviously, Aam Aadmi Party had a clear majority in the MCD polls, whereby it won 134 seats in comparison to BJP's number standing at 104. The Aam Aadmi Party's antics, drama, style of politics, accusing, counter-accusing, making a mountain of a mole, resulted in 3 adjournments of the mayor and the deputy mayor elections in the MCD House proceedings, which not only Delhi but the whole nation has witnessed. Majority obviously lies with the Aam Aadmi Party. Yesterday, the cross-voting which has happened has shown the division in the ranks of the Aam Aadmi Party, which had a total number strength of 151, whereby its mayor election nominee, I congratulate Shelly Oberoi in the democratic traditions. But I also wish to point out, Aam Aadmi Party had 151 seats, out of which their mayor nominee got 150 only. And in the deputy mayor elections, Ali Muhammad, again the deputy mayor, I congratulate him for strapping through. He got 147. Whereas the BJP's numerical strength stood at 113, but its nominee for mayor as well as the deputy mayor got 116 votes against its numerical strength of 113. So these divisions in the Aam Aadmi Party had contributed to it creating a scene in the MCD which resulted in chaotic scenes yesterday.
Very shameful and chaotic scenes. You had councillors throwing water on one another. The mayor claiming that she was attacked. Reena Gupta, what would you say to Vijay Jolly's contention that it falls on the AAP to run the MCD house properly, and also he's saying that this ruckus it's a shared blame.
So, Gargi, you saw that the Bharatiya Janata Party has mismanaged Delhi MCD for the last 15 years. Highly corrupt body, Delhi MCD under the Bharatiya Janata Party. And the problem is that they've gotten so used to this Rishwat Khori and this corruption that even after the people of Delhi clearly telling them that they do not want Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi, they are not able to let go because वो खाने की जो आदत पड़ गई है वो उनसे छोड़ी नहीं जा रही है. That is the reason why thrice the mayor and the deputy mayor elections could not happen. Any lame person will ask that if the Aam Aadmi Party has clear majority, why would we not allow the elections to happen? It is only
But
after
Vijay
the
Jolly
Supreme
also
Court.
saying that there was some amount of cross-voting.
It is only after the Supreme Court slapped on their faces that the elections were allowed to happen yesterday. Everything is on camera. Rekha Gupta, their mayoral candidate, has run away with ballot boxes. You can see it on videos that have gone viral. She's breaking the mic. She's running away with the ballot boxes. So these are the people of Bharatiya Janata Party who are telling us that they're going to bring Amrit Kal in the country. They cannot even allow a small MCD to function in the capital of the city, under the eyes of the media, under the eyes of everybody, of the Supreme Court. Even then, they're not allowing the elections to happen. 13 adjournments throughout the night. Their parshads are beating our women councillors. Their male parshads have been beating our women councillors. I just want to, through your channel, to reach out to Bharatiya Janata Party and say this is democracy. We win some, we lose one. Some, let the democracy function because that is the beauty of democracy. You have mismanaged Delhi for 15 years. You've converted into a Kure ka pahad. Allow us to function for 5 years. Allow us to show to the people of Delhi what can be done.
Right, Vijay Jolly, whatever you're claiming, the fact of the matter is that the people of Delhi deserve better and we want a functioning MCD. BJP has lost control of the MCD, so let them just now get on with the work. What would you say to that?
You see, BJP firmly believes in democratic process. And when there is an argument, certainly the matter goes over to the third party, which in this case was the Supreme Court. Over the rulings of the presiding officer, the ruckus by the elected, not only the Aam Aadmi Party, but also from the both sides of the fence, resulted in not only 3 times adjournment of the mayor and the deputy mayor and the standing committee elections process, but also resulted in 13 adjournments yesterday also. My only contention is the behavior and the conduct of the elected civic councillors should be immaculate because the Delhi needs a clear and a clean administration. Now, of course, with the Delhi government being run by the Aam Aadmi Party, with the corporation being wrested by the Aam Aadmi Party, we do hope what Aam claims a better sense of responsibility towards the people of the capital. The ruling party in the Delhi Assembly, the ruling party in the MCD own up immediately the clear budget proposals of the MCD for 2023 and 24, as well as clearing the oversaturated landfills in the capital. The people of Delhi are looking. No amount of allegations and counter-allegations will stand vindicated in the present and in the future.
Right, but the point now is, Vijay Jolly, is that we want, the elections to take place.
The majority in the MCD as well as in the Delhi Assembly. If the Chief Minister goes and says...
Can he please tell his councillors to behave, sit down and behave and let the voting happen
again and again? What I'm pre-warning the Aam Aadmi Party leadership, please desist from your tactics of hurling allegations and then running away.
All right, let's ask Reena Gupta this. Vijay Jolly claiming the AAP is hurling allegations and running away.
Gargi, nobody needs to hurl any allegations. The evidence is for
or
all
hurl
of us
any
to
water
see.
bottles.
It is all over the media. It's all over the internet. All the videos from yesterday. Their mayor candidate Rekha Gupta is seen running away with ballot boxes. They were throwing water bottles at our parshas. They were throwing fruits and chairs and mics. I mean, this is the kind of ruckus that Bharatiya Janata Party is creating in the capital of the country. When we are supposed to host the G20, we've already lost 80 days. 80 days the Delhi has been without a mayor and a deputy mayor. Can they just now seriously sit down, let the elections happen, let the standing committee elections happen, so that the work in Delhi can start, so that we can have a clean capital to host the G20? Gargi, this is like beyond me, that why would they not allow MCD to function? We have seen this, that they have been trying all their best to do a delimitation, to delay the elections, then not let the elections of where happen. But everything that they had in their book has failed, and the people of Delhi are watching them, how they are not respecting the mandate. Supreme Court is watching them.
Right. Well, I think we'll have to just leave it there. Thank you, Vijay Jolly and Reena Gupta, for joining us. And really, the bottom line is that the people of Delhi deserve better. We need a functioning MCD. And once again, we're seeing these very shameful scenes of chaos and clashes by the elected councillors. This morning, again, the MCD House resumed. It reconvened. However, because of some ruckus and protests, again, it was adjourned after just a few minutes. And there you can see the mayor sitting in place, and then she walks off after it was adjourned. There you can see the protest taking place, and hopefully when it reconvenes, perhaps you'll finally have the election of the standing committee members. Welcome back. News now from Karnataka, and what probably is his farewell speech in the Karnataka Legislative Assembly, of which he was a member for decades. State BJP strongman and former Chief Minister of Karnataka BS Yediyurappa on Wednesday said till the last breath of his life he will honestly strive towards building the party and bringing it to power. The 79-year-old veteran leader, who has already announced his retirement from electoral politics, said there's no question of him sitting at home, and after the assembly session he will tour the state and campaign for the BJP and its candidates. Well, let's go across to Shrija now for more. And Shrija, the BJP in election mode totally in Karnataka. What do we make of Yediyurappa's, farewell speech yesterday, and it comes just ahead of Amit Shah's visit?
Well, on various instances, BS Yediyurappa has made this announcement on various platforms. It was a public platform all this while, but this time around it was the Legislative Assembly, and also an emotional one where he went on to talk about that he may not get another chance, or he may not be walking into this Legislative Assembly after this, because the Assembly session concludes on Friday. Of course, he has been indispensable as far as the BJP is concerned, and he is one who's credited with the success of the BJP and making inroads here into South India starting from 2008 onward. This, it could be the second time where we are not looking at where Mr. Yediyurappa is not at the helm as far as the assembly election is concerned. But once again, he's reiterated on the floor of the House saying that he will not be contesting the polls, but however he will be supporting the party, ensuring the party comes back to power once again as far as the BJP is concerned. Already the BJP is battling corruption allegations, and there is a strong anti-incumbency wave. At that point in time, we're already looking at where Mr. BS Yediyurappa making such an emotional farewell speech, and this comes just a day ahead of Amit Shah's visit, and also Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting Shimoga, where he'll be visiting Shimoga on the 27th of February, inaugurating the Shimoga's airport, which ideally, was planned to be named after Yediyurappa. That's his constituency, but now it will be named as Kuempu Airport. And as far as the BJP is concerned, yes, the BJP looks up to BS Yediyurappa. He's always been the X factor, and in terms of bringing the BJP to power, it's always been the caste politics, and Yediyurappa as well. But however, Yediyurappa did make that very clear, saying that he will be at the forefront as far as the elections are concerned, or even, for that matter, the party per se is concerned, of bringing the party to power as far as Karnataka is concerned. Back to you.
All right, Shrija, thanks so much for joining us with those details. With that, time for us to slip into a short break. Coming up on the other side, an emergency meeting in Hyderabad after a child is killed by a pack of stray dogs. Welcome back. After the death of a 5-year-old child who was attacked by a pack of dogs and more reports of stray dog bites from different areas, an emergency meeting has been called to devise an action plan with city ministers and all wings of the municipal administration of Hyderabad. Let's go across to Uma Sudhir for more on this. And Uma, it was absolutely shocking. In fact, it shocked the nation, the death of that 5-year-old child who was surrounded by stray dogs, and we all saw that footage. And now the administration wanting to take action. Tell us what's happened since then and today, this emergency meeting.
After the incident of the 5-year-old child who was mauled and killed by a pack of dogs on Sunday, there have been more incidents that have been reported. Another 4-year-old child escaped being attacked by this pack of dogs. He was, of course, injured in his legs and in his back, but his family managed to save him, and multiple incidents. And that's not surprising, because even otherwise, the figures show that in 2022, there were about 80,000 dog bite incidents that were reported in Hyderabad alone. But the administration is saying that this is, in fact, 50% down from 2019. 2021 and 2020 cannot be counted because they were COVID lockdown years when the animal-human conflict was at a minimum. But the numbers have come down is what the administration is claiming. But with this incident, of course, a lot of furor, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear among people. And in communities, you can see they're almost vertically divided, with the dog lovers saying that the dogs cannot be kept hungry or cannot be, driven away from there or done away with. Whereas the dog-fearing people saying that feeding the dogs is leading to more problem. Of course, as we know, the Bombay High Court had in fact said that those who are feeding the dogs should take responsibility for them, either adopt them or keep them in their homes or take them to a shelter. But of course, the Supreme Court has stayed it in November of last year, and that is something that's a relief to dog lovers as well, to say that you cannot put the responsibility of stray dogs just on those people who are feeding them. Specifically, what is Hyderabad going to do? They are going to intensify the ABC, which is the Animal Birth Control Program. The government has gone on record to say that there are about 5.5 lakh dogs, stray dogs in Hyderabad alone, and of them 4 lakh of them have already been in fact sterilized. The second issue that they are doing is sensitizing resident welfare associations as well as school kids to say that dogs need to be treated humanely, do not provoke them. If food is provided to them, have a designated place for it and ensure that the dogs don't go hungry. The third one is to say that the administration itself will provide points where water can be provided to these dogs. In areas where there is going to be higher population of dogs, how is that going to be determined? The government is now advised or is coming up with a mobile app through which you can register for the dogs, and the dog owners will have an identity card. And if in certain areas you're finding that the population is higher, then the teams will come in and decide on redistribution of the population. As we all know, dogs tend to be very territorial, and some residents were complaining to us that when dogs are caught, taken to these animal care centers. I must point out that the government in fact has established 5 animal care centers where these dogs are taken care of, they're sterilized, they're given the rabies shot and then sent again. But those residents were complaining that instead of traveling back to the same area where the dogs were brought from, they were being dropped off elsewhere in order to avoid traveling that long distance. And that of course is something that is totally not to be done, because dogs are territorial, and if there is intrusion by other dogs, they tend to get aggressive. There is also, of course, a fight for food that happens in those areas. So those dogs have to be let off in the same areas from where they were in fact picked up. The other point that they are making is that veterinarians who we have spoken to are saying that in February and in September, there is a breeding season, and male dogs sometimes do get aggressive because there is competition for mating as well. And that is times that we need to deal with this situation very, very delicately. And the other point that they are pointing out is that in summers, this time February itself, we are having high temperatures. There is a fight for food, or there is hunger among the dogs, and perhaps ensuring better care for the dogs would also ensure better community living with the dogs, because just moving the dogs away from a locality doesn't help, because other dogs would come and occupy the same area. So other point that they're pointing out is that while GHMC area may be well taken care of, there are municipalities in and around where still garbage is being dumped in the open. Meat and other people who are handling them, whether the shops or the traders, they are not to be allowed to dump them in the open, because that does increase the stray population in those areas. So towards that also guidelines have been now issued by the GHMC, and today we are expecting that after the emergency meeting of all the wings put together, there would be very, very easy to follow, stringent guidelines which will take care of the immediate problem as well as the long term. Back to you.
Right, Uma. So quite a task ahead for the administration, and as we've been discussing, this is an issue facing many cities and towns across the country. Thanks so much for joining us. With that news now of the elections in the northeast, and even as campaigning for the February 27th assembly polls in Meghalaya gathers momentum, NDTV's Rathadeep Chaudhary talks to voters in rural areas, the farmers and vendors of the famous oranges and organic vegetables of Garo Hills as they wait for buyers by the highways.
As Meghalaya gets ready for the assembly elections, in Garo Hills, one thing which cannot be missed out are the oranges of Garo Hills. They are very famous, the small oranges of Garo Hills, and these are the last produce of this season. On way to Tura, which is the main town of the Garo Hills, one can find numerous this kind of shops by the roadsides, by the side of the highways, where the villagers actually come here to sell their oranges, not only oranges but their organic produce. In fact, farmers of Meghalaya have been famous for their organic vegetables, the oranges, but we would like to talk to them in terms of whether they are really getting price for their produce. What are the issues of the farmers? दादा क्या नाम है आप?
हमारा शुक्कुल है।
ये गांव, ये इलाका का क्या नाम है?
ये तो जंगल वारिशपगिरी।
तो आप ये जो संतरा है मेघालय का, ये बहुत फेमस है गारो हिल्स का, ये आप बिक्री करते हैं, तो इस बार फसल कैसा रहा? आप जो गांव से खरीदते हैं और यहाँ पे जो सेल होता है, पैसा मिल रहा है? फसल कैसा रहा?
ये बार तो फसल तो कमती गाछी में लगा है। अभी तो जो हम लोग बिक्री करता है ये तो भूटान का माल है, उसको बिक्री करता है।
अच्छा, तो गारो हिल्स का संतरे अभी खत्म हो रहे हैं?
तो अभी खत्म हो गया,
वो खत्म हो गया सीजन। तो भूटान से भी अब आता है यहाँ पे। सो यू नो, सामने चुनाव है, चुनाव होने वाला है, आप चुनाव के कैंपेन में गए?
नहीं गया, वो तो
टाइम नहीं मिला,
नहीं गया।
तो ये जो यहाँ पे जो सरकार रही है 5 साल, तो गांव में जो आप लोग जो ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग करते हैं, गांव में पहाड़ में फार्मिंग करते हैं, ये यहाँ पे लाके सेल करते हैं, तो आप लोग जो फार्मर लोग हैं जो बिक्री करते हैं, संतरा बिक्री करते हैं, आप लोगों के लिए सरकार ने कुछ किया है?
सरकार तो अभी तो हम लोग का तो जो सब्जी बिक्री करता है वो तो नहीं दिया अभी तक भी। हम लोग जो अभी अपना पैसा से अभी जो मेहनत करके काम आके वो बिक्री करता है हम लोग।
तो इलेक्शन के टाइम तो वोट देते हैं, लोकल एमएलए आपके पास आता है वोट मांगने के लिए, कैंपेन करने के लिए?
वो तो आता है,
मगर चुनाव के बाद फिर आके खबर लेता है?
उसको तो नहीं खबर नहीं ले,
और खबर नहीं लेता है। So there you are, this orange farmers, they pointing out that the fact that you know the last of the produce they are selling, and Meghalaya is famous for their organic vegetables as well, but they are complaining that you know the MLAs or the candidates would come only once seeking their vote, and when the election is over they really forget.
News now from Maharashtra, and an FIR lodged against Shiv Sena leader and MP Sanjay Raut, who is close to Uddhav Thackeray. The FIR registered on the complaint of former Thane Mayor Meenakshi Shinde, and this after this case has been registered on a complaint of defamation by falsely alleging a conspiracy, that there was a conspiracy to kill him, which was being hatched by the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's son and MP Shrikant Shinde. A case has been registered at the Kapurwadi police station. Now, on a day that the Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge asserted that a party-led alliance would come to power in 2024 and that it was in talks with other parties to ally, a war of words broke out on Wednesday between Trinamool Congress and Rahul Gandhi.
In 2024, the alliance government will come in center. Congress will lead. Let 100 Modis or Shah come. We are talking with other parties because otherwise the democracy and constitution will go. Therefore, with every party, now and then, we are calling, we are talking, we are sharing our views how to win 2024.
You also know the history of the TMC. You know the scams, the Sharda scams that have taken place. So you're aware of their tradition. They came to Goa, spent huge amounts of money in Goa, and the idea was to help the BJP. And this is exactly the idea in Meghalaya.
দিল্লির বিজেপি কোনোদিন আপনাদের বন্ধু হবে না, দিল্লির কংগ্রেস পার্টি কোনোদিন আপনাদের বন্ধু হবে না। তারাও অনেকদিন ক্ষমতায় ছিল, একটা রাস্তা পর্যন্ত করতে পারেনি, কিন্তু তৃণমূল পার্টি আজকে করে দেখিয়ে দিয়েছে। আজও বলে যাই, তৃণমূল পার্টি পারবে, মনে রাখবেন। এবং তৃণমূল পার্টি মনে রাখবেন যে আপনাদের সকলের হয়ে কাজ করে দেখিয়ে যাবে তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস পারবে কি পারবে না। আর মেঘালয় ইলেকশনে তৃণমূলকে জিতিয়ে দিন, তৃণমূল আগামী দিন দিল্লি থেকে বিজেপিকে হাঁটাবে, এই শপথের সূচনা আপনারা মেঘালয় করুন।
So Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, says that the Congress is going to lead an alliance into ruling 2024 and the BJP will be reduced in numbers. But let's quickly take a look at the All India map on where the Congress stands vis-a-vis opposition and how fighting fit they are in the 2024 contest. So let's quickly take a look at this map. We are calling this the All India Health Check. Where all does Congress party exist? So you've got Rajasthan, which is 200 assembly seats, where the Congress plus the alliance has 122, the BJP is at 70, their alliance also around 76. Then we move on to Himachal Pradesh, where they've just recently won, where the Congress has 58% of the seats at 40 in the 68-member assembly, and BJP has 25 seats. In Chhattisgarh, the Congress has 71 seats, the BJP on 14 seats, of course, in a 90-member assembly, and Chhattisgarh is going to go to polls in just a short moment. Now let's quickly tell you the non-Congress, non-BJP states, and this becomes very, very crucial as far as an alliance is concerned, because there is no Congress over here. So first, West Bengal, out of 294, you can see the numbers on your screen. The TMC won 213, but the BJP is number 2 at 77. So they have performed better than the Congress party. In Odisha, and we are talking about state assemblies, of course, in the context of Lok Sabha, because there is a correlation, because many of these elections have happened in close proximity to 2024. In Odisha, the BJD has 112, the BJP has 23. In Telangana, you've got the TRS or the BRS with 88 seats. The Congress has 19 seats. The BJP just one as of this moment. However, they feel that they will perform better. In Kerala, 97 for the LDF and 47 for the UDF. In Delhi, 62 for the Aam Aadmi Party, 8 for the BJP, no seat for the Congress party. So you can see that the Congress is not very healthy in order to lead or propel an alliance from these respective states. Same story in Punjab, 92 for the Aam Aadmi Party, 15 for the Congress, the BJP at 2. Of course, these dynamics change completely when you talk about Lok Sabha elections. In Andhra Pradesh, 151 to YSR Congress, no seat for the Congress and the BJP. Let's now quickly tell you the seats where there is a direct Congress-BJP fight. So this is data that we have collated from official sources. 28 such seats in Karnataka, 27 such seats in MP, 25 in Rajasthan, 11 in Chhattisgarh, 4 in Himachal and 5 in Uttarakhand. Out of a total 100 seats, the BJP is present right now in the Lok Sabha on 93 of these 100 seats. So in this direct contest, you can see that the BJP is winning. Now states where the Congress is part of a formidable alliance, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, there are 40 seats in all. In Jharkhand, 14, Maharashtra, 48. This is of course the Lok Sabha strength from these.
Right, so there again you can see visuals from the MCD house in Delhi, and this, remember, after we saw these scenes yesterday where there was ruckus and clashes, the elections for the members of the standing committee could not take place. There you can see in the chair the mayor, Shelly Oberoi. She was finally elected yesterday, but the issue has been over the election of the members of the very powerful standing committee of the MCD that controls a lot of the decisions that are made, and over that issue, AAP claims that the BJP is not allowing the voting to take place properly. Yesterday we saw ruckus. The BJP saying that it's depends on the AAP to allow the House to function properly. So once again, protest this morning. Let's take you through what happened since yesterday. Yesterday in the day, there were elections of the Delhi mayor, finally after 3 failed attempts earlier, and it's only after the Supreme Court order that the election took place yesterday, the deputy mayor as well. But then finally when it came to the electing the 6 members of the standing committee, then once again there was ruckus in the MCD house, and those elections could not take place yesterday.
वोट करवाने तो दूर की बात है, आप लोग अपनी सीट पर शांतिपूर्वक बैठिए।
The Delhi mayor trying to draw some order in the house, call for order in the house. Now what happened yesterday was there was ruckus, there was the ballot boxes were snatched, there was bottles being thrown, water even being thrown between the BJP and AAP. And then this carried on till midnight, and the house was adjourned, and those elections could not take place. The councillors in fact spent the night in the house, and then it reconvened this morning. It was adjourned after a few minutes, and now as you can see it has reconvened again. But once again there's chaos. As you can see, councillors standing up on tables and chairs protesting. The mayor trying to call for order, asking them to return to their seats. But that is not happening. The AAP has been claiming that the BJP is not allowing the MCD procedures to happen because it's after 15 years that they lost control of the MCD, and they don't want them to function.
मेयर, डिप्टी मेयर और स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव, कल मेयर और डिप्टी मेयर का चुनाव हुआ, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव सदन में नहीं होने दिया गया, बार-बार हंगामा हुआ, तोड़फोड़ हुई, पार्षदों पर हमला हुआ, बैलेट पेपर को उठाकर फेंका गया, पोडियम को तोड़ा गया, पोडियम को रेखा गुप्ता जी द्वारा तोड़ा गया, और अमित नागपाल जी ने बैलेट पेपर की जो बुकलेट है उसको फाड़ा। ये सब बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। शांति से सदन को नहीं चलाने दिया गया, सदन की मर्यादा का पालन नहीं किया गया। पूरी रात भर हम लोग कोशिश करते रहे कि स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हो, पर सदन में मर्यादा का पालन नहीं किया गया, हंगामा किया गया, तोड़फोड़ की गई। रेखा गुप्ता जी ने पोडियम को तोड़ा, अमित नागपाल जी ने बैलेट बॉक्स को फेंका और साथ ही बैलेट बॉक्स की बुकलेट को फाड़ा। तो बहुत ही शर्मनाक हरकतें हुई। इसीलिए हम रेखा गुप्ता जी, अमित नागपाल जी पर क्या एक्शन होगा अगली कार्रवाई में बताएंगे, अगली बैठक में। तो कल सुबह 10 बजे तक हाउस एडजर्न होता है और मिनट्स को कंफर्म किया जाता है।
There you can see the house has been adjourned now till tomorrow. It seems the NCD house adjourned. It reconvened after an hour, after it had reconvened this morning, but then was adjourned after a few minutes. And what remains is the elections for the 6 members of the standing committee, the very powerful committee that takes a lot of the decisions and helps governing the MCD. So this is come after yesterday when the mayor was finally elected. So Aam Aadmi Party's candidate Shelly Oberoi elected finally as mayor. That too took place after the house had been adjourned thrice because of ruckus and chaos. AAP is claiming that the BJP is not allowing the House to function because they're so shocked by their defeat in the MCD elections. They've lost control of the MCD after 15 years. So there you can see the scenes yesterday where the podium has been pushed, ballot boxes were being snatched. There you can see the BJP candidate for mayor. She's, smashing the mic as well. So these are the, very shameful scenes. And what Delhiites, what is being said is that Delhiites deserve better. We deserve a functioning MCD. There are a lot of promises that AAP made ahead of the MCD elections about clearing garbage and having a cleaner and, better city. However, the functioning of the MCD has been stuck for weeks now because of these chaotic scenes and because of constant disruptions. Finally, yesterday you had the mayor being elected. There you can see the podium also being shaken up by the BJP's mayoral candidate. The BJP's mayoral candidate Rekha Gupta, they're on a rampage in the MCD house, smashing the podium, pulling the mic, smashing the mic. So these are all scenes that took place yesterday during the chaotic scenes that took place when the standing committee members were meant to be elected after the mayor elections took place, and these scenes continued till around midnight. The councillors all remained in the house overnight, and then once again this morning the house convened. However, in a few minutes it was adjourned again, and once again, just a short while ago you saw those scenes. The house reconvened. However, the BJP members standing up on chairs and tables, sloganeering, not letting the house function. There you can see the BJP candidate for mayor, she went on a rampage yesterday, throwing the mics around. Bottles were also being flung around. The podium there also being pushed and thrown. So these are the shameful scenes yesterday, after which the mayor, Shelly Oberoi, even claimed that the BJP councillors tried to attack her. They claimed that they were simply trying to talk to her. But there you can see the kind of scenes that took place yesterday, and the kind of rampage and the violence and clashes, pulling of mics, chucking of podiums that took place. Even the mayor elections that finally took place yesterday only happened after the Supreme Court's intervention. Earlier, the BJP was insisting that the 10 aldermen or nominated members be allowed to vote, even though the MCD rules clearly say that nominated members don't get a vote. But the Supreme Court ruled that they would not get a vote. Finally, the mayor elections yesterday, but the elections for the standing committee members still to be done. And there you can see the kind of rampage and ruckus yesterday with the BJP's mayoral candidate chucking the mic and throwing the podium.